Our president is not an enemy to the country. The real threat is weak leadership, reckless spending, politicians that put foreign governments like Mexico, Canada, Ukraine ahead of the interest of the American people. TX30 deserves better. America deserves better. Let's bring some common sense to Washington in 2026. I'm Sheldon Daniels. I'm the candidate who's going to take Jasmine Crockett out of Congress and send her back to the beauty salon where she belongs. Jasmine Crockett is for they, them. Sheldon Daniels is for you.
All right, now, welcome back to the channel. It's your man, Wise, and we got to talk about it, man. Jasmine Crockett. Jasmine Crockett has been all over the place. She's a representative from Texas who you always see with the wig and the eyelashes, with the full face makeup. Looks like she might have got a BBL recently. This lady is a hot mess, and she's been on all kinds of networks spewing foolery, anti-American nonsense. We're going to get into it, but I also want to showcase and share Sheldon Daniels with you all. He's an Army veteran, an attorney, and he's coming for her spot. We got to get into it. Like, share, subscribe to the channel. Drop me a comment. I'm looking forward to hearing from you guys. Let's get into it.
So, unfortunately, we have someone that is occupying the White House. And as far as I'm concerned, he is an enemy to the United States. He swore an oath just like the rest of us. But right now, when you are literally putting us at risk, all because of what? Because you want to convince your followers that you should be a dictator too, that you should never leave the White House because you don't believe that elections should take place. I don't really understand what is going on, and I don't know what it's going to take to get people to wake up.
The thing is that people are waking up. They're just waking up to the foolishness of the Democrat Party. The fact that this lady is on MSDNC championing, defending Zelensky's behavior in the Oval Office is beyond me. But on the flip side of that, you're talking about President Trump not wanting to leave the White House, but you won't bring up the fact that Zelensky canceled the elections over in Ukraine. He canceled the elections. Y'all don't want to talk about that though, huh? I mean, these people are ridiculous, man, and they play on the ignorance of their constituents. They hope that their people never find out who they are and what they're really about. They play on the ignorance, of their constituents. Because the sooner that people start to realize and wake up to what's actually going on, people like her will be voted out of office. Now, this next person that I'm about to pull up is Sheldon Daniels. He's an Army veteran, an attorney, small business owner, and a common sense fighter running to flip Texas 30 red. While Jasmine Crockett chases headlines, he's building a movement to put working class families, small business, and public safety first. You guys got to hear it from yourself. The media right now, they're ignoring his candidacy. They're ignoring him right now. So you folks, y'all know exactly what to do. We are the media now. We are. And we need Texas voters to go in droves and vote her behind out. I'm going to try my best to get him on the channel to do an interview. I did reach out to him via X the best way that I could. Hopefully I hear back from him in the near future. We need to get him on the channel. I want to showcase him. I want to make sure that he's able to get some shine on this channel, and hopefully it is something that will happen not only here, but across the conservative landscape, on independent platforms. So let's get into it.
So Crash Out just called the president of the United States an enemy to this country. Why? Because he did what any strong leader would do. He demanded respect for the office and for the American people. So let's get one thing straight. President Trump didn't kick out Zelensky just to make a scene. He set a precedent. If you come to our house, our White House, you don't show up with demands. You show up with diplomacy. No more blank checks. No more begging. No more business as usual where American taxpayers foot the bill while foreign leaders call all the shots. The fact that Jasmine Crash Out Crockett is more offended by this than she is by billions of our tax dollars disappearing overseas tells you everything that you need to know about her priorities. She's not standing up for TX30. She's standing up for that same corrupt globalist agenda that's been draining this country and these people dry. If I were in Congress today, Here's what I'd be focused on: getting answers on where our money is going, demanding accountability, and making sure that American interests come first every single time. This is the time for nationalism. Jasmine would rather virtue signal on Twitter than actually do her job. She'd rather go on TV and talk than do her job. So no, our president is not an enemy to the country. The real threat is weak leadership, reckless spending, politicians that put foreign governments like Mexico, Canada, Ukraine ahead of the interest of the American people. TX30 deserves better. America deserves better. Let's bring some common sense to Washington in 2026. I'm Sheldon Daniels. I'm the candidate who's going to take Jasmine Crockett out of Congress and send her back to the beauty salon where she belongs. Jasmine Crockett is for they, them. Sheldon Daniels is for you.
I love it.
I think at this point, this is bigger than Zelensky. This is bigger than the Ukraine and Putin and all this other stuff. We are starting to see now that the Democratic Party has done such a great job in brainwashing a segment of the U.S. population. The last 4 years, they have brainwashed a segment of the population to hate everything Donald Trump, to hate everything pro-America, to hate everything patriotic, to hate everything that makes sense. The Democratic Party have stood for everything counterproductive to the country, counterproductive to our development, no matter what. If Trump was behind it, they hated it. And they taught you to hate it as well. At this point, I believe that if Trump could cure cancer, the Democratic Party will stand beside cancer. You'll see a bunch of women with blue hair and bald heads and men with piercings and shit standing up fighting for cancer just because Donald Trump could cure it. It's crazy. Unfortunately, this is the sad reality of our country. And if someone speaks up about it, like myself, God forbid me being black. Oh, I'm a Sambo, I'm a this, it's just ridiculous. Forget the fact of me being just.
They're not smart enough to call you a Sambo, brother. They're not smart enough. They call you Uncle Tom, but they're not smart enough to call you a Sambo.
A patriotic American who hate to see our country go to shit. I'm going to be everything in the book. But to be honest with you, I really don't give a f. Call me what you want, but you can't call me a f***ing liberal.
You remember how people were mad and how the people in Western North Carolina were suffering, but Zelensky flew in and got $80 billion. So, for all of you who are upset, let me be the first, being I'm from North Carolina, black Trump supporter, we don't give a damn about you being mad yesterday. We're still pissed off from October. What we saw yesterday was how we felt since October when Hurricane Helena flooded Western North Carolina, killed people, and all we got was a $750 check. That's all he got. And then we found out that if you had a Trump sign in front of your house, FEMA skipped over you. We ain't forgot that either. See, that happened in Florida. We ain't forgot that.
Those brothers are absolutely right. Now, in all her glory, this is the last clip. In all her glory, she is about to show you how dumb she actually is. How do we have people in Congress that don't know the daggone law? How do we have people that are supposed to be lawmakers don't know the law? They're in Congress, don't know the law. You can't make this stuff up, man.
It is not a criminal violation to enter the country illegally. It's not a criminal. It's a crime. It's not a crime, which is why they're so frustrated.
frustrated because they really want our local law enforcement to go out and round up people when they could be looking out for the murderers and the sexual abusers as well as the robbers. They want them to go and round people up on civil accusations. And so that,
if you check out 8 U.S. Code 1325, improper entry by an alien, this law makes it a federal offense for a non-citizen, an alien, to unlawfully enter or attempt to enter the United States. It applies to individuals who enter at unauthorized locations or outside designated ports of entry, evade inspection by immigration officials, use false information or conceal facts to gain entry, and it has pretty hefty penalties. The first offense, you could receive jail time up to 6 months in prison, a fine, or both. A repeat offense, the second time, up to 2 years in prison, a fine, or both. So I don't know what this lady's talking about. Civil crimes don't typically give you or yield jail time. These do. So the fact that she's trying to make it seem like, oh, it's not that big of a deal, for these people to come in because it's not that big of a deal, she is wrong. And the thing is, once again, they play on the ignorance of the American people. She's playing on the ignorance of her constituents. And the thing is that the fines do not replace any additional criminal penalties that may apply. So I don't know what this lady's talking about. Shout out to Sheldon Daniels, man. I want to get him on the channel. I know a lot of you guys, just as me, I would be donating to his campaign as soon as I can find any information on how to get some money funneled into his campaign. We need to do everything that we can to make sure people like Jasmine Crockett, people like Al Green, and others that are enemies of our nation, that want to continue the status quo, continue giving money to other countries that are putting Ukraine, Mexico, Canada, and any other nation over the United States of America. I'm here to support any candidate running against people like that. We got to get these people up out of office. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section. Like, share, subscribe, turn those notifications on, click that all button so you never miss an upload. All right. If you want to go the extra mile and support the channel financially, consider joining the ARP family. Or you can buy your man a coffee, link in the description box below. I appreciate the support. I appreciate everybody that supports the channel financially and those that just watch all the videos, hit the like button, comment. I appreciate each and every one of you all. Keep God first in your life. Stay prayed up. We'll catch up with you all next time. Peace.
Vibes so raw, can't hide the truth. Words so sharp.